All right, Malik Willis breakdown. Gotta break it down because, who knows when we'll see him again. It might be till next preseason. I think Titans fans hope it's till next preseason. They hope Tannehill stays healthy. We're going to start off with this play. It's a negative play. It is. Really, what I'm mainly talking about here is how long he holds onto the ball. It's definitely becoming an increasing concern for me. It is one of those things that in real NFL action in the regular season, he is going to take a lot of sacks. I feel like that's just kind of his play style. Watch how when this play begins, he runs a play action, and at this point, the play has gone on for 3 seconds. So 3 seconds into the play, you have to be making a decision or knowing what you're going to do. You don't have to throw the football. Kyler Murray, I think, does a great job at when he looks up and sees nothing's open, he just takes off with his legs because he is such a good runner. Malik Willis can do that, but you have to make that decision quickly. You can't take forever to make that decision. Instead, Willis kind of just really takes a while sitting there in the pocket. I mean, that play went on for a while there. I mean, we're talking over 4 seconds until contact finally came, and he was still looking downfield 4.5 seconds into the play. So you gotta get rid of the football quicker than that. It's just something you're gonna have to learn with reps. That's really what it comes down to. I don't think that he can learn it just by being told it. I think that you have to kind of experience it. However, the flip side is definitely stuff like this, which is, I don't know exactly how you pass rush Malik Willis. Like, it feels like such a frustrating experience if you're a defensive end trying to get a sack on Malik Willis. So the one bright spot is he'll give you a lot of time, but the downside is that if you make a mistake in the contain game, he'll immediately take advantage. This play is a great example where it's a 3rd down and 4, and I'm really going to highlight one specific defensive lineman here. Watch how when this play begins. So he tries to get to the outside. He's making an outside move. The issue, well, I think you can see the issue. There's a clear running lane for Willis right in between the defensive end and defensive tackle right here. And given the fact that, basically every other Arizona player is now looking away from him due to the man coverage concept, this now puts Willis in a great situation to be able to run and pick up the first down. He notices this and is able to pick up the first down. So good job from Willis. His running ability can be game-breaking at times, and I want to see that be a big part of his game. I want to see him run the ball as much as possible. I think even Mike Vrabel has at times said, well, you got to throw the ball. You got to be a passing quarterback first. To me, he's a running quarterback. That's part of his value. And if you try to make him not that, all you're doing is hindering his value. This is what he can do well, and there is no better example than this next one. So it's over here. I'm not going to break down the whole play concept just because I don't think I have to for these types of plays. But, watch what happens. Willis is going to run a play action. We're going to get to a certain spot where, again, does hold on to the ball for a bit longer, but this time it's working out okay. We are a little bit over 3 seconds here, but the offensive line is doing a good job in this situation. You also see that there is a lane where he can run through. And so watch him just take off, and this is just that speed where other Arizona players picked it up, but Willis can run right by him. I'm pausing it here just because copyright reasons. I can't play the whole play without pausing at a certain point or it'll get claimed, but you see him just pick up a ton of yards right there, and that's just something that other quarterbacks is just not an option. Other quarterbacks drafted that are even maybe decent athlete quarterbacks are not going to be able to do something like that. I think about a Sam Howell, who's a pretty good rushing quarterback. He's not doing that, even Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill can do that probably, but there's not a lot of guys who can do that. All right, let's move on to more traditional passing play where it's going to be, now this will be finally a play where I'm going to actually break down the concept. So that's what you're here for. Sorry for taking so long. But I think that other stuff was interesting too. This play, it's going to be a man coverage play where single safety deep. You see this route running over the middle, and typically this is the kind of route that can absolutely work. However, when Willis takes the snap, runs the play action, starts moving out towards the bottom of the screen, so there's still some movement involved with Willis because, again, that's who he is. He's a quarterback who's an athlete. Use that. You see who he wants to throw the ball to. The issue is there's an Arizona player right in the middle of the passing lane. So you can't just throw it here because that'll be an interception. You have to find a way to do it. And I think that this is a good job of patience by Willis. As you see, he takes his time, waits for it to develop, and then makes the throw, which I know you might say, wait a second, didn't you just criticize him for taking too long on certain plays? Well, yeah, but plays are different. And on this play, you can see that there is no pressure because you are outside the pocket, so then you have more time to spend. That's as simple as it works, and I think that it was a good decision by Willis just to wait like that. I saw this play as well. Not a big deal. I'm not going to freak out about it, but it was a play I saw. I'm evaluating the good and the bad I saw from Malik Willis in this game. It's going to be man coverage. You see the route that he is going to be looking towards, and right when it begins, Willis takes the snap. He again is going to roll out, but this time he's rolling out across his body, and so that's interesting because, it's obviously more difficult to make the throw if as a right-handed quarterback running to your left than it is running to your right. You see the player that he wants to hit he currently has inside leverage right here, outside leverage right here, meaning that he can get to the outside since that's where his route is going. Willis is going to throw it there, which makes sense. However, for Willis here, there's no getting around it. This throw is just off. You see I paused it right here. I know it's a little blurry. I'm working with what I have, but there was an opening here. However, it was just sort of a missed throw. So, again, I don't think it's a big deal. I never felt like his accuracy is bad or anything, but he will miss some throws, and this was a missed throw. Everyone misses throws, whatever, but I'm evaluating his performance. This is the play I saw. So what have we learned with Malik Willis this preseason? Because, again, who knows when we'll see Malik Willis again? It might not be until the next preseason, and I think there's a very good chance that it's not until next preseason. I think Ryan Tannehill has shown that he deserves to be the starter. He's been a good enough starter that I don't think that, it's his job to lose more so than I don't think Willis can just win it, and certainly he hasn't shown that he has won it. It's not like he's lighting up preseason, but he's done some things nice, and I think that he's kind of shown what we thought he is, which is he's an imperfect player who will make some very exciting plays, and the hope is that with someone like him, he's someone who can come in and at least do decent and do some stuff, and maybe he's not going to be the prototypical perfect run your offense kind of quarterback, but he can be okay with that stuff, and he has some game-breaking abilities, including his running games. So it's kind of difficult to really decide if he's going to be successful or not. You really do kind of have to see him in actual NFL games in a decent amount before you can really say, just because he is such a unique prospect, and we don't have a big sample size of Malik Willis type prospects, so we just don't know. Is this guy someone who can, really thrive at the NFL level? Maybe, but probably not with this season, at least, because the Titans are happy with Ryan Tannehill, but we'll see. Maybe he ends up getting some playing time. But yeah, that's what I think about him and his preseason performance. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.